I'd like to ask Matteo a question about, first of all, tell us how it feels to you. This morning, the panel pretty much identified Memphis, the movement that you were involved with, as the last great important design movement. Is that something that you would agree with? Is that an analysis you would agree with?
I'm very surprised.
Because?
Because it seems that there was a strong statement. It was quite unexpected, but nobody talked this morning about the sensoriality. We were completely pissed off because during the day we had to work on terrible product design, gray shaping, good smooth radius, this kind of Ulmer-Schule, which is the follow-up, the bad follow-up of the fantastic Bauhaus. And we spent days and days working on shit. That's why Memphis happened.
But that's quite an interesting alternative explanation for how Memphis happened. So, and I think maybe thinking back to this morning's discussion, we were looking for triggers that bring change into the world, like demographic change or technological change. We didn't think of that kind of change, which is when people are completely pissed off. That didn't occur to us this morning. So was that how it felt to you when Memphis started to happen? It was a reaction, it was like a punk reaction against something.
Yeah, that was the jobs we have done after midnight, normally drunk, but we were very close to the true emotions coming from inside. Now it's 30 years, and a lot of press, they ask me, are you related to Futurismo? Are you related to Marinetti? Are you related to something? No, we were completely pissed off.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement in the Memphis movement. And you were working for Sozzas at that time. Is that?
Yeah.
Tell us how it happened.
Yeah, I was partner of Sozzas Associati. This happened. I started to work in '78 when I came from LA to meet Sozzas. I started to work for a very small company called Alessi, doing metal items. And at a certain point, since he didn't pay, I said, Ettore, or we become partners, or I have to go. That's why we started Sozzas Associati. Then we started these night jobs. At a certain point, Memphis came up. Why Memphis came up? Because sensoriality, Michael, this morning, he explained me, we should talk about human beings. We are sitting here after September 11. We feel kind of unsafe if you go to an airport, if you have to check in. You feel unsafe if you go in a public space. Safety is gone. So let's talk about sensoriality. I want to touch this material. I want to touch this. That's why Goethe said, you see with your fingers and you touch with your eyes.
So how do you feel then when design critics and journalists and all the rest of us look back at Memphis and start to say things like was said this morning, that what was great about Memphis was it treated surface as something that could express decoration? Is that post-rationalizing it? Are people reading into the Memphis movement more than was there because you were just simply pissed off?
It was totally post-rationalized. Why? Because let's talk about money. We had no money. There was one sponsor, that was Abet Laminate. And they said, we can cover for free stupid material. That's the best.
Okay, I think we might have to go and rewrite all the design history books after today. I think, Matteo, you asked me this morning if it was possible for you to show an image, because what Mike was trying to do was to just come up with a way of looking at everything holistically. But you said, could you show an image, which was an image by Italo Calvino, which he was putting an interpretation that he wrote in the past on the age that we live in now. Would you like to talk about this image?
Yeah, fantastic.
Explain this to us. It's a very beautiful idea.
Yeah. I would like to say a few words about Mr. Italo Calvino, who was a writer. And they decided in 1984 to give him the prize of Nobel Prize for Literature. And he started to write something for the lecture to give during this prize giving, the famous Norton lectures at MIT. These are the different keywords, how he, in '84, imagined literature could evolve in the 21st century. He asked, and you can buy this book, he asked for lightness. Let's now imagine that these keywords are related to what you have in front of you on the table. You have lightness. You have quickness of understanding. You look at a good product, you look for a split of a second, and you never forget. Exactitude, I mean, that's Dornbracht, for sure. Visibility. Visibility has a lot to do with the previous words of lightness and quickness. Multiplicity is what you are talking about. We are talking on simultaneous different levels of perception. Italo Calvino, unfortunately, he died in June '85. That was a month before he was supposed to get the Nobel Prize. So he brought, and he talked to his wife about consistency. He never brought the story about consistency. And that's really kind of magic. 25 years later, we are facing exactly what Italo Calvino asked in '85. Consistency, I think, Andreas Dornbracht, we can translate to durability of the brand. Durability in two ways. There is aesthetic durability. I use Dornbracht Domani in my home in Milano since 1985. By chance, 25 years. And it's not old. There is aesthetic durability. And why I'm using this piece after 25 years? Because it works. That means there is also technical durability. So consistency is maybe the somma totale of what Italo Calvino wanted to see in the 21st century. That's why I think Italo Calvino is really quite magic today, because it fits so well to all the pieces we have in front of us.